So most people think that addiction completely ruins your life. They think that you need to suppress it, you need to medicate it, and you need to hide it. But here's what I think. I think addiction is an absolute hidden superpower. And I'm going to go through exactly why in this video. So I actually come from a bloodline with a lot of addicts, including myself. My grandpa used to tell me stories where he would wake up the next morning and he would never remember the night before. I used to have a massive addiction to alcohol and playing video games, especially in high school. I used to play World of Warcraft and RuneScape for, I would probably say 12 to 14 hours a day sometimes. It was absolutely crazy. I remember I was actually in high school and I would like skip classes like the entire day just to go play RuneScape and to mine experience and to get all this gold and stuff. So yeah, I was addicted as well, especially to working out, which was one of the better addictions. But here's the thing underneath all of that addiction, especially when my grandpa told me all these stories, is that he was not weak. Underneath all of that, he was very smart, intense, and obsessive. But the problem was is that his obsession was not directed in the right direction. And ultimately, it had no place to go. And that just completely destroyed him and a lot of other people out there. Honestly, I was actually completely terrified of this when I was growing up. I was always told that I have this hidden obsession, this hidden problem, that if I start to drink or if I start to do drugs, I'm just going to become addicted and I'm going to become this addict on the street. So because of that, I was terrified in high school that that was going to be me. And I think they were right. Somewhere inside of me, I had the compulsive wiring to, I guess, escape, to push for something more, and even obsess over the wrong things. And maybe I do, but I learned something very powerful I want to share with you in this video. Addiction is actually not the enemy. It is directionless addiction that is the enemy. You see, most people are addicted to TikTok. They're addicted to ice cream. They're addicted to alcohol. They're addicted to mindless scrolling. But the problem is we don't call it that. We call it normal. Meanwhile, the guy who's getting absolutely shredded in the gym, going 5, 6 days a week, or the other guy that's building his business is called completely intense, overly addicted, crazy, obsessed, all these names that society throws at people like that. But if you have that addiction or that wiring to go all in, or that compulsion to just go, further than the average person, that is not a problem. That is actually a huge benefit that most people don't have, and you should be using that as fuel. So I'm not perfect either. I've definitely caught myself doing doom scrolling, watching TikTok videos, eating too much food, trying to validate myself with women, DMs, overthinking conversations, all that kind of stuff. I've done it all. That is actually addiction as well. But when I shift all of that energy into the gym or into sales or building a business, it just completely transforms me. And it's not just me, I'm completely locked in, and you are probably as well when you're obsessed. So it's not a weakness, it is an identity that you should be able to grasp onto. And the real question is, what is addiction doing to you? So if you are an addict, you already have what a lot of people lack, which intensity, fire, and obsession. Now you just need control. You need a target. When you channel that addiction, when you move that energy to something that's important, you become an absolute fucking legend. And that's how legacies are built. That is how the Roman Empire was built. That is how Tesla was built, Apple was built. It is built through absolute obsession, not just mediocrity, not being normal, not being average, but through controlled obsession. So if you've got that addictive fire inside of you, just control it and funnel it towards something that is good. Use it to become the most disciplined, relentless, and focused version of yourself, because the world is just way too full of numbed out cowards. So if you have that, utilize it. So that's why I'm working every single day. That's why I'm going to the gym. That's why I'm training. That's why I'm creating these videos, and to help you realize maybe there's a hidden potential inside of you that you need to unleash. So I know my addiction isn't gone. I just gave it a better mission. It's a bit of a rant, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.